Hello world. I think it's Tuesday. Anyhow, the date is definitely December the 18th, 2018. Present time, 10:55 p.m. My day's been good, really relaxed. I have not done much in the way of work. Instead, I started the day off walking Paul, chatted with Ruben briefly, and from there, reached out to an old colleague from back when I was selling cars. Checked in with him. It's about 10 o'clock. And after pinging him, at some point I headed down, made the drive down, stopped by a liquor store, picked up a 4-pack of these beers, ESB, some British brand. I can't remember. And as soon as I'd gotten out of the store, put the beer into my car and started up the engine, he called me. He said, "Hey, I got bad news. Just been called into work, got a customer from this thing. I'm really sorry. This is day off." So I asked him, "Hey, I know it's asking a lot, but is it possible that another sales guy takes that one for you?" He says, "Oh, no, can't do it. Manager called me in too, they're short-handed, need people." Alright. So, I figured, okay, maybe I'll swing by the dealership and just hang out with him over there. Or I'll stop somewhere and grab coffee and just do some work. I had my laptop on me. Instead, I called up my uncle, his family friend. I ended up hanging out with the uncle for a bit. Stuck around there, had a bunch of coffee, took some photos, and we pulled out the toys, man. He picked up this gun safe. Let me start there. He picked up a gun safe recently, and you can't see too much in the shot. But there's a safe. And we pulled everything from it. He was just like, "Yeah, help me pull all this stuff." So we spread it all out on his dining table. He's got a bit of everything. The funny thing is, this guy, maybe 2 years ago, he hadn't even, he'd fired a real gun maybe once, or just a couple of times as a student. And I took him out, I took out my guns, and we went to a shooting range together. And shortly thereafter, he just started buying guns. He bought more and more and more and more, and now he's got a pretty impressive spread. That was just the handguns. He's also got at least 6 rifles, not including that AR pistol, SBR. So there you go. Yeah, that was fun. Afterwards, dropped by my buddy's dealership that he's working at. He was still there. Handed him off 2 of the beers, chatted with him a bit, and I think that I can add him over to my group of 100. I hope I can. He seemed interested. Because there's, he hadn't considered that angle yet. So I know I can very, very handily provide him with pretty significant value in the first year. And then there's recurring value too. It just adds up. He's a bit older. The guy's, I don't know, I can't imagine he's too far from retirement age. Or he's not a young man. Retired Army, was airborne, used to jump out of planes, aircraft mechanic. Overall, pretty guy, nice guy. And he's from the area, he's a local. So that was a quick recap of my day. Moving forward, I'll be processing meat, and I'll try to keep an eye on chat. And I'll just pull my laptop over there and, yeah, try to keep up. I don't know if you're there, but if you are, sleep well. It's very strange. It's very odd. I did not expect this. But this is perfect. Like, I'm really pleased with this. We'll do it just like this. Okay. Let's move along, shall we? 31% CPU utilization. Bitrate's really high. I'm tempted to actually drop it a little bit, just so that more people can consume this broadcast. I know that's, it's not helping me. It's not helping that I push it at such high bit rates, and we'll see. Something's been going on recently too. Like, I'm having some system issues. I don't know if it's the computer. I'm pretty damn sure it's not my network. It's a little confusing because it stays rock solid, and if I go back through the logs, I'll probably see where it happens. The past 2-3 days, there have been network interruptions for some reason coming out of that little machine, my encoding rig. Dropping bitrate. Sunny, hi. Yeah, I know. I'm being generous. I'm leaving some bandwidth for everybody else out there. Yeah. I mean, apparently, like, at 1080p, even at 1080p 60, 6 megabits per second is fine. So I'll experiment a little bit, and then I'll decide. Not making any promises yet. But okay. That's it. I've said enough. Let's process some meat. Oh yeah, all this stuff. Actually, there's one more thing before I get moving on that. There's one more thing I want to pull up, and I'll try to be fast about it. Close this. This doesn't matter. And this guy, he's so funny. He's so funny because he's so predictable. Like, too predictable. And that makes me feel very justified in kind of keeping things at arm's length. You know? Like, I'm not trying to run around like a chicken with its head cut off. I'm happy just being perceived as slow because that's me. Just slow, calm. With Mind by Sylvia Nasser, John Forbes Nash Jr. If you don't know that name, you will learn that name. A beautiful mind. Like, come on. A book with a... Oh, okay, here. I forgot about this. Okay, synopsis. Who should read this? Mathematics, economics, students, author, journalist, correspondent for the New York Times. Nice. Let me pull all this. No, I don't need to pull just all of this, but I want to be able to shut it off quickly here. So, it's going fast. 49 and pull, and here we go, and right, hide, and what do we find? Oh, nice. Alright, he's got some reviews going there. I'm gonna call my uncle tonight. I haven't spoken with him in too long. So I'll call him while I'm working on this meat, because chat's gonna be laid back as fuck, as it always is. And my expectation is chat's gonna be super laid back. Told you I can change. Like Saddam Hussein. I'm trying to be really careful here, because one wrong move and I could destroy like $2,000 worth of equipment. And that would be tragic. It would be so fucking tragic. I would get mad for a bit and then probably laugh it off. And then cry myself to sleep. Alright. So from here. Okay. So again, objective tonight is process this meat. It's roughly 20 pounds right now. And we'll see what it comes out to after trimming it. I gotta separate the roast into steaks. They're gonna be thick, very thick steaks. Pretty excited. What time is it over